But here we go, Street. Let's talk about this, man. It hit the airwaves, I think, today. Our beloved Miami Hurricanes, throw up to you. All hail to the you. The rumor mill spinning around. Somebody got some splaining to do, Lucy. Now, I'm going to give myself a little credit. Let me pat myself on the back a little bit here. I said this, and I realize in these YouTube streets, you got to be the first one to say you said something first so people know you said it first. I told y'all, we win a lot of games. The coordinator room becomes a revolving door. Shannon Dawson is leading the country in points right now. I know Cam Ward is a big part of that and Xavier Strepo. However, you got to go to the play caller. The coordinator puts up a lot of points and does well. Some of the smaller schools start coming to look. Those G5 schools and so forth come starting to look. Street, talk to us. What's this rumor mill going? Talk to us. What you got?
Kane Sport reported that Shannon Dawson was. Let me get the words right, so I don't put no words in nobody's mouth. Shannon Dawson had showed interest in the Rice head coaching job. That's how they said it.
Rice. Now remember, they just fired their coach from Rice. We talked about that yesterday. It was firing season.
Shannon Dawson shows interest in the vacant head coaching Rice job. Now, I don't know. Kane Sport gets this information. I don't know how they see him show interest. Maybe they're walking by his house and he's reading the paper. But
checking his internet search history. He's checking his internet search history. Rice.
I don't know. He started following Rice. I don't know. Shout out to Kane Sport. You know, I'm just I don't know. I don't know how to get it. You know what I'm saying? But they got it. I have a clue how they get it. But they got it. Right? Now, and I got something going. In the comment section, yes or no, are you paying Shannon Dawson today to stop these rumors? And to let because this information has to come from his agent, has to come from him, and somebody in his camp. No different than Norvell and everybody jumping on that thing when Alabama came open, right?
Okay.
Alabama job comes open. 4 coaches got paid saying that they were showing interest in Alabama job. The same agent got 4 coaches paid, and one of them took the job. I'm calling BS on this. You know what I'm saying? Because to me, it's like it's business, right? But fans, I got a question for y'all. Why don't y'all get mad at coaches when they do stuff like this? Miami's 8-0. They recruiting their ass off, and in the middle of this, Shannon Dawson, his camp, his auntie, his uncle, his brother, somebody wants to leak the fact that he's interested in another job. Why don't y'all get mad at the coaches when they do stuff like this? Because y'all are getting mad at the media when they say stuff like, Pickett was on a secret visit. Why you telling people that Pickett's on a secret visit? Miami ain't want nobody to know. But Shannon Dawson is threatening to just throw the fucking recruiting class, offensive side, in the trash. But nobody's outraged. I guess maybe y'all don't understand business to that level. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, but nobody's outraged, Hayes. Why there's no outrage, Hayes?
Well, I'm going to go back. I knew this comment was coming. Shout out to Yalaha Kane. Appreciate you. Rice head coach over OC at Miami? Nah.
Shit.
Yalaha, come on.
Shit.
Let me tell you something. And I get the fandom part. And but what you have to understand, you have an affinity for Miami. Shannon Dawson may say he loves it. It's a job. This is a job. Guess what? You've changed your job before, Yalaha. I guarantee you've not only had one job your whole life. You went from one job and left maybe to go to another job for upward mobility. This is the same exact thing. Same exact thing. You're trying to get to the head coach spot, right? Billy Napier left and went to where? Louisiana. Went there, did good, and got a Florida job. Now, I ain't saying G5 doing too good at Florida. However, that's the natural progression. And this is what I was telling y'all. If he shows he can win, he now takes that job and becomes such and such. Rhett Lashley gets the job at SMU because what he did where? At Miami. It just didn't sting as bad because they all got fired. So it didn't sting as bad. But the turnover is always like, that's the turnover. Think about it. Let's go look at Alabama. How many coordinators have gone through Alabama? And how many people say, I'd rather be how about the running back coach? The running back coach at Marshall. I'm sorry, the head coach at Marshall was the running back coach at Alabama. You think he was like, running back coach at Alabama or Marshall? Nah, I'm going to stay at Alabama. What he did, went to Marshall, beat Notre Dame.
Right.
So to Street's point, my only pushback, Street, on what you said was the example was with head coaches versus a coordinator.
Right.
They use the leverage from the head coach perspective to get more money because it's a lateral move. Shannon Dawson going to become the head coach, in essence, is not a lateral move from the position. It may be a step down from the level of football, but it's the head coach spot. And I knew this was going to happen. I just disagree with the Rice comment. I think it's going to be Southern Miss because he's already been at Southern Miss. He was the OC at Southern Miss 16, 17, and 18. Or Houston may come open, and he just left Houston. So if Houston comes open, because they're in the bottom of the barrel, he may go there. So
what does a head coach look like? Like this is all weird to me. Just last year, all the Hurricane fan wasn't sold on Dawson. Baby Jesus walks through the door. Right, like Clint Eastwood. Start throwing balls all across college football. And all of a sudden, Dawson is a head coaching candidate, dog. Dog, you can't make it up, dog.
I'll say this. That's what it's all about. Janet Jackson said it best. Huh? What have you done for me lately? And there is no coach, right? There is no coach in the world that doesn't get movement because they don't have players. Nick Saban ain't the GOAT. He's the greatest coach. Nick Saban is the GOAT because he did great coaching with great players. See what I'm saying?
I say this. I'm going to say this. Like I say, bro, like sometimes I do a good job at hearing what people don't say, right? Like, what's the value of people knowing that you're interested in Rice's job in the middle of probably your best offensive performance as an OC in your life? What's the value?
To know that you're available and these jobs are open so you don't get skipped over. Maybe that is almost like the other thing, right? I'll take this offer. Let's just take it into recruiting world. I got an offer from Miami, so Alabama will now show interest. Or Florida will show interest. Rice may not be the thing, but it's the thing that can spark these other schools to say, oh, he knows interest, because those schools that are firing coaches now are already like this at the TV every Saturday. All right, who could be the next guy?
So you gotta say that to Twitter, or you got an agent that could just it's only one school at a time. Like so you need to say it to Twitter. Twitter needs to know that you have interest.
Yeah, because the fan base is important. You want to get them fired up. You just fired your coach. So if I just fired my coach, now they have to wait 6 months with no word. Like we just talked about it. An idle mind is the devil's workshop. So for until December, January, somewhere around there, if there's no talk about potentials, then what? What happens? Oh, they don't know what they're doing. We don't know what we want. We don't know what we're going to get. So at least if I'm throwing a high-powered offensive coordinator name around, it's like, I guarantee. Look, you type in Shannon Dawson, and every news outlet has picked it up.
Now, in the middle, listen. Now, fans, in the middle of a 8-0 run, you know what I'm saying? Shannon Dawson doing business, right?
Of course, that's business.
But nobody's outraged. It's very messy, dog. Listen, you're talking about everybody okay, for the people who somebody just said, I don't think Kane fans care if Dawson leave. Bro, every offensive player that's committed, Mario has had to get on the phone today and call him.
Right. That's right.
I want y'all to understand that. Hey, Malachi, I know you just recommitted, man. I mean,
yeah.
He just shook up the whole offensive side of recruiting. Whether y'all understand it or not.
Who reported that first? Was it Kane Sport that reported it first?
Kane Sport.
I saw it on Twitter on Kane Sport. So let's just say Kane Sport reported it first. Maybe they had the information, and maybe Mario was like, look, give me 24 hours to calm this down with the recruits. Hey, listen, you're going to hear some reports. Whoop, whoop, whoop. This is what we got going. I don't know I don't know the relationship. Here go the other flip side. I'm not calling them liars, but let's just say a birdie and another birdie told those guys at Kane Sport, and they ran with it. I don't know. It's almost like the Lane Kiffin thing.
You're right. It could be. It could be. It could have. Dawson could have not have anything to do with it, right?
Yeah, I mean, it could have been his agent. It could have been, I would assume your agent.
But I'm willing to bank on. I'm willing to bank on his agent, his team. You know what I'm saying? Are the ones who released it. Somebody who's not emotionally attached to any of this. You know what I'm saying? Somebody who don't give a damn. You know what I'm saying?
And it's a leverage play too. I believe in money. If Rice is there and Rice says, hey, I'm just pulling a number out my hat. If Rice say, I'll pay you $1 million, he really don't want to go to Rice. Like I said, Southern Miss has fired their coach. He worked there. Houston is not great. They're actually 3-5 right now. I don't know their situation. I don't know how far along the coach has been in, but let's just say Houston, which he just came from. So I think that coach just got there because he just came to Miami after that. It may be a leverage play to say, hey, well, Rice going to offer me $1 million. All right, we give you 1.3. It's so much business that goes on that stuff too.
Yeah, I want people to understand that for the people who going Rice compared to Miami, who doing that. No, bro, it's kind of like it's kind of like if he was a teacher, he has to become a principal to be looked at as a principal. Can't wait to become a principal at.
Right.
So it doesn't matter when he becomes a head coach at. He's going to have that on his resume now. Now he's a head coach. Now he's looking at head coach money in the future. Yeah. And see what happens? This is exactly what happens. There you go. You started. Now you see what everybody. Now Miami Hurricanes are already starting to replace Dawson. And that's the fan part of it. That's the avalanche effect of this deal that TJ for the 199 says, bye. We'll get that UNLV dude with the go-go offense. And there's what's happening right now. See, so what you have to do is so the go-go offense dude, he may not get a G5 job. He may have to go be a coordinator at a P5 to go back down to get the head job at the G5 to go back to get the head job at a P5. You see what I'm saying? Right. I'd be wrong to ask Dawson, ask him at the press conference, like, you have an interest in Rice. Like, how does information like this get out at a time like this?
I think it's a fair question. I think it's you know what, Street?
I just believe fans should be out. I just believe fans should be outraged the same way they get outraged that Caneville telling people it's a secret visit. DJ Pickett on the secret visit. Oh, why y'all telling everybody? Like, you know what I'm saying? This is a lot worse, dog.
I mean, it's like people saying, man, the Miami Hurricanes over the Dallas Cowboys. Butch David go to the Cleveland. Like, yeah, it's that's what it is. Think about it. You got this thing rolling. You have the best college football team of all time. And it's not like all of them dudes were leaving that year. It's not like, oh, okay, I'm finna leave because 40 of them graduating, kind of like Urban Meyer did at Florida, right? They came back and Larry Coker went back, ended up losing it, but went back, cheated. Shout out to the referee, slap his face. But that's the funny part about this thing, Street. So to your point, people don't get outraged. I guess because I also understand the business and the workings behind it. So I get it, and people I guess should be more outraged.
Me reporting DJ Pickett hiding behind a logo in a secret room is good business for me.
Exactly. That dude like this.
It's all business.
Yeah. So.
Hold on. But hey, this is the listen, we got another element to this, the transfer portal. Now you got guys on the roster, right? Like damn, Dawson ain't gonna be here next year?
Right.
Does he go in there? Does he go in there and set it straight? Like in the coaching world, like how? Like when this happens with a coach, do he just walk around like he ain't see it? Like, hey, what's up, Ted? What's up? What's going on, Blake? like, bro.
Yeah.
He just walk around like it ain't happened.
Yeah, he's just like this. He like, like he see that. Hey, he see the booger hanging out your nose. He ain't even see that to you. You see the spinach in your teeth. Hey, Street, how you doing, buddy? Keep on walking. Yeah.
So your homeboy Mario ignored him today?
No, Mario knows about this because Shannon Dawson, if he didn't tell Mario, that's bad business. If when that
talk to us, Hayes, talk to us. There's something, all right. Talk to us.
Yeah. So here's what the deal is, right? They knew the coach was gonna get fired, right? He loses this. No, you notice if you ever hear those interviews later. They knew this person was going to get fired. That person, they know these things before it hits the streets, before it hits the airwaves.
The coaching fraternity.
Yeah, because the agents talk, this person talk. Okay. Everybody knows somebody that knows somebody, right?
Right.
So when it hits the fan, Shannon Dawson, is just my opinion. He probably goes in to Mario and says, "Hey, coach, I think they may let the guy go at Rice. They showed some interest. They reached out to, Tony, my agent, whatever. And I don't want to kind of put it out there that, I'll be interested in looking at it, but I want you to be the first to know, so because what you don't want to have happen to your head coach is he get blindsided by a Daryl Streeter question. He doesn't know how to answer. You don't want to get blindsided, and that puts those guys in bad situations because now you have the, Shannon Dawson leaving. Like, you know what I mean? And then you can't go up there and lie and say, oh, yeah, I talked to Shannon Dawson about this. Woo, woo, woo. Because what if that is not even true? What if you just made that up, right? Let's say you made that up out the blue. You understand what I'm saying?
I get it.
He lied. Yeah, I get it. Right. So that's a bad look for Shannon Dawson. So you don't want that kind of happen, in essence. And so that's kind of how I look at it. So. I found an interesting list right here. This is CBS Sports. Is this? Yep, CBS Sports. 2024 college football coordinators poised to emerge as head coaching candidates. Here's some of the names you could be in the next wave of coordinators. Now, this was May 27th. This was in the spring. But if they are potential head coaching candidates, it's going to happen at this particular time when people start getting fired. The first one on that list is Georgia's Glenn Schumann, right?
So he's on everybody's list every year.
every year, right? So, but for him, he has the leverage because he's hot. He's at Georgia. You don't see them falling off. He can now wait and pick the right spot for him. Does that make sense? He's a Jeremiah Smith in assistant coaching right now. He get to pick his school in essence, right? At that level. Okay.
Makes sense.
Next is Blake Baker. We all know that name. LSU defensive coordinator.
Oh, he's a high commodity.
They say Blake Baker worked wonders with Missouri's defense over the past 2 seasons, turned a unit that was ranked 105th nationally before he arrived into one that was ranked 33rd. And the Tigers finished 11-2 in a Cotton Bowl victory. Right? Garrett Riley from Clemson, offensive coordinator. Remember when the 2022 with the high flying 2022 attack? That's when they made that run, right?
Yeah, right.
He's a young dude, and his brother is USC coach Lincoln Riley, and then Penn State's offensive coordinator Andy Kotelnicki, if I'm saying it right. I know I probably jacked that up, but there you go. And if you say that, and if you look at it, they're all offensive guys except one. They're all offensive guys. Well, that's not true. Defensive coordinator at Georgia. Defensive coordinator at LSU, OC at Clemson, OC at Penn State. Speaking of the devil, check on my dog up there. Shout out to Joe, man. What's up with you, baby? That boy say, yo, I need you to holler at me, man. Hit me up. I got to ask you something, boy. That boy, shout out to Joe Milton in the building, man.
Shout out to Joe, man.
The Patriots, man. Hey, Joe, the Dolphins need a quarterback, man. Huh?
Yeah. Tell him what Tim Boyle's stats was, man. He might know Tim.
Hey, Joe, let me ask you this right quick. I know you ain't gonna say nothing. What if I told you the Miami Dolphins got a quarterback that threw 1 touchdown and 13 interceptions? 1 touchdown and 13 interceptions. Got an undrafted free agency and made it to the league, and he's now playing for the not now, but he was playing for the starting for the Dolphins.
He started for the Dolphins, though.
He started for the Dolphins, the NFL team. 1 touchdown in a season and 13 interceptions. All I can say is, Lord Jesus.
But you was in the SEC running for your life.
That boy say, hold up. I'd be like this.
You in the SEC running for your life, competing against the best. And this dude walks in the NFL with all interceptions.
Hold on, here go the worst part. You talk about level of competition, right? He walks in with interceptions at what school?
UConn.
UConn, bro.
They talking about he throw a good ball. Yeah, he do throw a good ball to the wrong team.
To the other team.
Right.
To the other, and dog, the dude has been in the league since 2018, and he's been on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's been on 6 different teams, man. 6 different teams.
He's still there. He done got his pension.
That boy ready. That boy ready, man. Shout out to Joe, man. But yeah, man. So I just look at this and I say it's just a natural progression. Real quick, Joe, is Tennessee in the Natty this year? Huh? They predicted to be in the playoff. I just need a thumbs up, thumbs down. Thumbs up, thumbs down. But like I say, man, you look at this deal, bro, and you say to yourself, I just think it's not, because I said this already. If Lance Guidry, like, let's just imagine we was only giving up 13, 14 points a game. Imagine if we blew out the V10, not even blew them out, just beat them by 17 to 25 points consistently. VTech, Cal, right? We put Louisville down, put them to sleep, right? Still had the same score of Florida State. Lance Guidry be on that list too. Now, I do think Shannon Dawson goes first because I think it's an offensive coordinator jobs first because everybody want to score points. But he definitely would be on the list. Definitely would be on the list.
We have two coordinators putting out. Boy, that'd have been.
And that's what I said about getting coaches that don't specialize. Shout out to Mario. But when you don't specialize, This is all because if he doesn't do well, you're gonna fire him. If he does well, they're gonna hire him.
I'm not gonna take him.
And if he stays in the middle of the road, how long you gonna keep him before he does well? You got to make a change. I mean, think about it. UCF literally fired Ted Roof yesterday, 2 days ago. Literally fired Ted Roof. He may have given up some points, but bro, they ain't losing by 60 5 weeks in a row.
Right. Right.
You know, I mean, Gus Malzahn, the OC, he the play caller. And you scoring 12 points out here, coach. I mean, it's modern day football. What you want me to
do? That boy averaging a hot 12.
Bruh. Let's see here. UCF around this joint. We did the other day. Then they beat New Hampshire 57-3, 45-14. TCU 35-34. Colorado whooped them 48-21. Florida 24-13. Cincinnati 19-13. You lose a football game 19-13 in modern day football. Iowa State 38-35. BYU 34-24.
Well, Colorado spanked, huh?
Yeah, but ain't like y'all breaking the bank when it comes to putting up points. So I don't know, but shout out to the homie, dog. Shout out to Tim Harris. Got the play calling duties at UCF, man. Yellow bus boy.
Why, okay, explain that. Why announce that? Why come out and say you Malzahn, you the offensive guru? Why come out and announce that?
I think it's a way of Gus Malzahn. I mean, saying, I trust him. I trust what he's doing. I trust what he can do. And he's trying to really push Tim out the nest, not in a bad way, but get him the experience so he can go on and maybe get another coordinator job, or he does a good job there, because a lot of these guys, these head coaches, they do want to relinquish that duty. Even though they're still an offensive-minded coach. You saw Ryan Day bring in Chip Kelly for that particular reason, right? Right. It's a lot to be the head coach and the play caller, bro.
Right.
Your job is to shake hands and kiss babies and put out fires. And when your players get arrested, try to tell a state trooper, hey, man, relax. Don't put that out there yet. You know what I'm saying? That's your whole job, you know? So, you know, that's the deal when it comes to that, man.
If we lose Geezer, we go get Brent Venables at Oklahoma. That man's a whole head coach.
And there you go, Jay Dirty. They be like, they talking about Nick Saban can come be our defensive coordinator. Come on, man.
Yeah, Nick Saban finna come call defense under Mario.
Hold up. Yaloa says, this podcast starts all the noise. Let's be sure that we ain't started noise. Kane Sport. You want to put it up?
They did. We going off with their report.
Yeah. Well, y'all be killing us, man. We don't make the news. We just report on it.
You see what I'm saying? They'll be mad at us than Shannon Dawson.
Yeah.
Somebody will get mad at Shannon Dawson.
But this also, in a good way, this also gives Miami a chance to start eyeballing guys too. You see what I'm saying? So it's a win. I hate to say it's a win-win in the sense of, if Shannon Dawson tries to keep it on the wraps and it comes out, then Miami's behind the 8 ball of who they want to eyeball for the job. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So, no, I think it's a good look, man. I think it's in the sense of what I'm saying, like the timing. This is the time. Trust me, in the next 2 or 3 weeks, you're gonna see some more dudes get fired. You're gonna see some more cats get fired. Let me see who at the bottom of the Big 10 right. I'm in the Big 12 right now. No, I'm Big 10. Dang. Mike Loxley might get the axe. I don't know.
You think it's time for Loxley to go, dog?
I don't know. He a hometown dude. Matter of fact, I think Clark Leah, I hate to say this, if somebody else get fired, he may get the job out of Vanderbilt and go to another school, and then now that job is open at Vanderbilt again. Because he's done a phenomenal job with the school in the shape they're in. They 5-3 right now. Bro, they 5-3. And they in the 3 games they lost. I mean, I can't believe they lost to Georgia State, bro. But anyway, the 3 games they lost to Missouri by 3 points. They beat Alabama. They beat Kentucky. They lost to Texas by 3 points. So they're not losing huge margins here. I mean, let me see. The only loss they have is 4 points to Georgia State, 3 points to Missouri. What's that? 7.
Mm-hmm.
And 3 points to Texas, who was the number 1 ranked team in the country.
Right.
That's 10 points. All of their losses, the 3 losses they have, are by a total of 10-point margin, and they're Vanderbilt, bro.
Right.
And they play 1, 2, 3, 4 conference games. Yeah, so I don't know. I think they'll be all right.